Welcome, faculty and staff, family and friends, students, and most of all graduates, to the 10th Convocation of the School for the Future of Innovation in Society. This convocation is not like any other that we have had, and I am sure I don't need to tell you why. One thing our weeks of so-called social distancing and remote learning have taught us is how cherished our time together is face-to-face. I want to thank everyone who has worked so diligently to get us to this moment, safely, physically distant, but socially, and I hope, inspiringly close. In recognition of your not being able to celebrate your commencement on campus, SFIS is collaborating with ASU Leonardo, the School of Arts, Media, and Engineering, and visiting artist Bill Ayton to create an original augmented reality digital 3D art dedicated to our 2020 graduates, designed with student input and activated through the ASU app. I sincerely wish that we could be shaking hands, breaking bread together, and taking live pictures by the ASU Charter Monument. But perhaps this augmented reality art and app will be a modest substitute. At December Convocation, when novel coronavirus was just a month or two past the mutation that allowed it to jump from animals to people, I reflected on ASU's alma mater, its invocation of brave tomorrows, and the motto of our school, "The future is for everyone." In these short 5 months, the need for us to be brave in the face of tomorrow and the necessity of an inclusive vision of the future have become that much more apparent. As I write these remarks, more than 800,000 of our fellow Americans have been officially diagnosed with COVID-19, and just over 45,000 of them have perished. Some of that illness and death has come to our extended SFIS community, and my heart goes out to you in your isolation and your grief if you have suffered through this. Even if it might be painful, I want to ask you to meditate for a moment on your experiences while I read you something about the pandemic written by people who have looked closely at it. And I quote, "We saw firsthand an overly burdened and unnecessarily costly healthcare system, a drug development system unresponsive to the fast-changing unknowns surrounding this epidemic, the absence of integrated health education and health promotion programs in our schools, an increasingly litigious and adversarial relationship between providers and consumers of healthcare, and a society in which some members were still too quick to reject, deny, condemn, and discriminate, resulting in a situation that neither bodes well for the individual nor the public health when dealing with this epidemic. But what we also saw firsthand was the spark of human spirit which rises high when faced with the gravest human tragedies. We saw incredible goodness across the nation and a fundamental compassion expressed by thousands of Americans, from healthcare professionals to hospice volunteers to local firemen, police. We found the epidemic then to be much more than a medical crisis or a public health threat. While we found it a grave tragedy, we also saw the epidemic as an opportunity to confront and begin to solve many of the problems our society faces. We saw an opportunity to begin to eliminate flaws in our healthcare system, resulting in a better life for all Americans. We saw an opportunity to begin to educate our young people about their own human biology so that they can better appreciate the unique worth and dignity of themselves and others. We saw an opportunity to begin to eliminate discrimination and embrace persons with disabilities and illness as part of the mainstream of American life. We saw an opportunity to begin to turn the goodness that is out there, just waiting to be harnessed, into an unbeatable army against this viral enemy that has captured the early ground. Having read this, I now have to admit to deceiving you by more than 30 years. The author of these words is retired Admiral James D. Watkins, who was appointed in 1987 to chair the Presidential Commission on the Human Immunodeficiency Virus Epidemic. Admiral Watkins wrote these words to persuade President Ronald Reagan and inspire the country to address the HIV/AIDS crisis in ways that would have saved lives and healed the nation. From its inception to Watkins writing these words, AIDS killed about 75,000 Americans, roughly the number of American deaths that will be attributed to COVID-19 when you first hear my words. My point is neither to compare suffering between two incomparable plagues, nor to compare policy responses by politicians 3 decades apart. It is rather to suggest that even from the depths of disease and despair, there are visions of hope, healing, and a better world on the other side, and to invite you to take part in those visions. The inclusive vision of SFIS, a future that is for everyone, helps us learn, motivate, and mobilize toward that better world, those brave tomorrows of ASU's alma mater. Let us all, not just the graduates, dedicate ourselves to bring such a future into being. Our graduates today number 26, 9 from our undergraduate programs, 2 from our Master of Science and Technology program, 14 from our Master of Science in Global Technology and Development, both immersive and online, and 1 from the doctoral program in Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology. While all of these students have performed wonderfully, at this time I would like to acknowledge 2 in particular. First, our outstanding graduate student, Rebecca Monteleone. Becca is a motivated, talented, and incredibly productive student. As an emerging scholar, she has already presented her research at numerous conferences and developed an impressive track record of publications. She has also proved an eager and dedicated mentor. Outside of school, she is a coach for the Detour Theater Company, a local theater group for adults with cognitive and physical disabilities. Becca recently co-directed their production of Rent the Musical at the Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts. Becca starts as a tenure-track assistant professor in disability studies at the University of Toledo in the fall. Congratulations, Becca. Next, our outstanding undergraduate student, Francesca La Scala. As one of her nominators wrote, Francesca is one of the kindest and most hardworking students I've met. She has gone out of her way not only to help her fellow students, but SFIS as a unit. She helped found and run 2 student groups, and she produced outstanding research through the SFIS Undergraduate Research Fellows Program every semester since its inception in fall 2017. She simply is a shining star. Francesca is the recipient of ASU's Moore Award, given to students who complete their bachelor's degree in 8 semesters here with a 4.0 GPA, and she has been accepted into Teach for America. Congratulations, Francesca. Next, I want to acknowledge 2 of our graduates who have served in the armed forces, Joshua Rogers and Scott Williams, both receiving the Master of Science in Global Technology and Development. Thank you for your service. Finally, I want to recap our Spring Awards ceremony and semi-annual poster jamboree, at which we present our achievement awards for each of our graduate programs. Those winners were, for the doctoral program in the Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology, Gabrielle Laut. For the doctoral program in Innovation and Global Development, Salahuddin Hamdoun. For the Master of Science in Technology Policy, Odessa Clugston. And for the Master of Science in Global Technology and Development, Tyler Eglin. Congratulations again to you all. As you likely know, ASU has been ranked now 5 years in a row as the nation's most innovative university. Innovation means change, and ASU's restlessness has new meaning for our school in the coming year. We will join together with the School of Sustainability and a new School of Complex Adaptive Systems under a new College of Global Futures. We will remain SFIS with our own identity and degree programs, but Convocation will be the province of our new college. And so I conclude with the bittersweet news that this 10th Convocation will likely be our last. Our inclusive and forward-looking values are there in the very name of the new college. And next year, not only will we celebrate with a larger and similarly inspiring group of friends and colleagues from across the College of Global Futures, but we will celebrate next year in person. Thank you all, be safe, and congratulations, graduates.
You've heard from our director. Now it's time to hear from our students. Our school has chosen 2 students to speak on behalf of the graduating class. I would first like to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Brooke Nelson. Brooke has earned a Bachelor of Science in Innovation Society, as well as a certificate in social transformation from ASU's School of Social Transformation. She has taken full advantage of many of the things SFIS has to offer. She's been an ambassador on our Solar Spell project, she's participated in our undergraduate research fellowship program, and she has done not one but two of our study abroad programs, spending a spring break with Mary Jane Parmentier in Ecuador, and a rather difficult cruise to and from Antarctica with Di Bowman and myself. These experiences have shown me that Brooke has not only an intense desire to learn as much as she can about the world, but also to find ways to solve problems facing communities. And at the same time, she works really hard to help others through the difficult process of trying to do the same thing. We have been very lucky to have Brooke to help us build our community, and are honored to have been part of preparing her for what I believe will be a very bright future. Thank you, Brooke.
Hello to the SFIS community, as well as our families and friends. I am excited to be here today and to know that we made it! I'm not gonna lie, I was quite nervous to do this. I tend to get a little awkward when I speak in front of others, even in small group settings. But luckily this is digital, and although it's sort of unfortunate that we don't all get to be together today, it makes it a little easier for someone like me to do this. And I hope that my efforts to extend out of my comfort zone will inspire some of you to do it the same in your own way. First of all, I want to say congrats. Here's the end of this chapter, anyway. This has been a very challenging and interesting time that we've persevered through and will continue to persevere through. In the meantime, I just want to talk a little bit about my experience with the School for the Future of Innovation and Society. As after this, it's never going to be the same, but something almost entirely new or innovated. I had to. But wow, has this experience been life-changing and eye-opening. I think one of my favorite things about SFIS is how it allows the opportunity for students to explore and to connect their various interests, not only in classes, but with the occasional talks and enlightening lunches, with research opportunities and studying abroad. And those few really cool things don't really touch upon the connection that happens amongst the undergrad and graduate students, as well as with the faculty and staff. SFIS does feel like a family, one beautiful and interconnected family. The amount of support that comes within it is actually quite incredible, and I think kind of rare to find within a university setting. It's helped to expand my own worldview and make connections to things I couldn't previously see or even know, things even about myself. And much of that has actually come from engaging with my peers, all of which have their own unique and fascinating perspective. I've also learned a lot from the graduate students and faculty, many of which have been like mentors to me. So thank you to all of you, incredible beings out there. It's awesome how diverse SFIS is because it gives a sense of how the world really is at large, as so many different personalities are able to come together, united by the desire to create a better world for everyone. And from what I've seen from each of these people, from each of you, there are so many different ways to go about creating an innovative and inclusive future. It's incredibly inspiring. And I am so excited to see what stems from this graduating class specifically, because I know that each of you is going to touch the world in your own special way. And I just feel blessed to be part of the journey. This is only the beginning. So keep dreaming, keep striving, keep doing what you're doing, because it takes people like us to make the difference. And I'll see you out there. Peace.
Now I get to introduce our graduate student speaker, Becca Monteleone. Becca has completed her PhD in Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology. Becca has worked both tirelessly and with a smile on her face since the moment she arrived in Tempe. She not only completed the doctoral program at a very brisk pace, but she also found time to help build both our graduate and undergraduate student communities of students, as well as do considerable volunteer work outside of the school. She's helped to build the ST Global Student Conference in Washington, D.C., and she serves as a coach with the Detour Theater Company, a theater training program for adults with cognitive and physical disabilities. As one of her nominees argued, Becca fully captures the spirit of SFIS and ASU in her work, in her service to others, and in how she lives her life. We wish her all the best of luck as she takes on a new challenge, a new community, as an assistant professor in disability and technology at the University of Toledo. Congratulations, and thank you, Becca.
Hello, everyone. I hope that you're all safe and healthy where you are. I am honored and humbled to be speaking with you today as far as my familial knowledge extends, the first Dr. Monteleone. When I was asked to speak at Convocation, I was at first a little stymied. I think it's pretty custom in these kinds of speeches to offer advice to the people who are coming behind you, but honestly, that felt a little presumptuous to me. My story is my own, singular, as are each of the stories that each of you carries with you. And so, rather than assuming that I know what kind of advice you need to hear, I'm going to offer some advice to someone I know needs to hear it. Me. Or rather, the me that I was 4 years ago when I started this program. There is so much I wish I had known then. And now, on the other side of it, I'm starting to think that I might have some of the answers. And I hope, although I can't guarantee, that these will resonate with some of you as well. So, dear Becca, congratulations on starting your PhD. As your elder self, a few words of advice. First, I know that you are terrified of not knowing things. I know that you feel it makes you seem like an imposter or that you're somehow unworthy of your place here. But I want to tell you, it's okay to not know things. In fact, it's more than okay. You will learn so much more by asking than by pretending you already know the answer. You will gain so much richness from the simple phrase, I don't know, what do you think? Learn to have dialogues, not debates. Be humble. Make space. 2, take chances, even when they seem embarrassingly far out of reach. Even when you hear that little voice whisper, oh, that's not for someone like me. You, who had never been on a plane until you were 21, who still might not have a passport if a scholarship hadn't paid for it, you'll travel the world, from Nairobi to Melbourne, and you will interact with and work with and learn from the most incredible colleagues. You will meet people who will change your life, but only after you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Keep pushing. It's worth it. 3, the things that make you different make you necessary. You'll sometimes feel alienated, isolated. You'll doubt that you're in the right place, doing the right work. But the edges of you that rub up against the systems you're in, that misfitting, pay attention to it. That discomfort reveals where things can change, where doors can be built instead of walls, where exclusion can become inclusion. 4, you'll get exhausted sometimes, fighting for yourself and for other people. Give to that fight when you can. Give everything that you can, but save something. Time, energy, love for yourself. Your energy is not limitless. and you'll sometimes push yourself and stretch yourself too thin. You'll think over and over again, if not me, then who? And you'll burn your candle at both ends. Learn to be gentler with yourself. Learn that change is slow and difficult, but possible. Take your time. You will be changed. In 4 years, you will hardly remember the person that you are now. You will be better, more certain, more ready to make the kinds of changes in the world that you dream about. You'll be challenged. You'll be terrified. You will be equal parts unsure and brazenly overconfident. But most of all, and trust me on this, you will thrive. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Johnson, the chair of the HSD program at the School for the Future of Innovation and Society. Welcome everyone from our colleagues, our staff, and our students, and especially Becca. Congratulations today. Before you graduate, I want you to take a couple moments and pause and reflect on the journey that it took to get here. Do you remember 601 and 602 and who you sat next to and the long study hours that it took? Your second year project being completed, finishing your field exams, your dissertation proposal and the dissertation. Each of those milestones took months to years, and it's easy to forget how much effort and energy you put into them. And so now what I want you to do is I don't want you to get distracted by what's happened in the last couple months, but instead to refocus on what the possibility is moving forward. Because you and everyone else that's graduating today is uniquely well situated to change the world because of the opportunities that now exist in the world. And so think about 3 big challenges. One, what can we learn from the biggest stress test that the globe has ever faced? In terms of social systems, in terms of technical systems, in terms of financial systems, and what can be done. Second, how do we change the conversation to make visible previous conversations that had previously been invisible? What needs to be discussed, what needs to be focused on, and what needs to be talked about? And third, how are you going to reinvent the future? What needs to be included so that it is more inclusive and that everyone gets to participate? So with that in mind, congratulations again. Go forward and create the futures that are going to be best for all of us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Parmentier, Chair of the Master of Science in Global Technology and Development and the Associate Director for Students at the School for the Future of Innovation in Society. And it's my great pleasure today to be congratulating the graduates of the MS in Global Technology and Development 2020 cohort this spring. While we're sad to not be celebrating on campus as we usually do, this is also a special occasion for me to be able to address all of you, both online and campus immersive students, in one message, which I haven't done before, so I'm appreciating that. And you know, we have the 2 tracks in GTD, we have the online and the campus, but really we have one GTD community. As many of you know, you've interacted in online classes together. Some of the online students have been able to come to campus. We also have our social media platforms, Facebook and LinkedIn, where you've communicated. And I hope as alumni of the MS in GTD and SFIS, you continue to collaborate and network and share professional and personal information with each other because you're really a special community. So you are all united by your unique backgrounds and experiences, as well as your passion and desire to make a positive impact in the world. You have all taken the same classes where you've examined international development history, theory, concepts, policy, practices, and you've confronted very complex and intractable problems and situations in the world. And then you've each proceeded onto your own specialization to come up with really, really unique applied projects. And I want to read just some of the topics. I don't have time to read everybody's. And in fact, some of you, as I record this, are still polishing your final papers. But we have projects that are looking at cobalt mining in the Congo and human relations, how blockchain can allow female weavers in Guatemala to access markets, how renewable energy in marginalized communities can provide socioeconomic value, how technology can enhance education in Kenya, how global information systems, GIS, or Geographical Information Systems, sorry, GIS, can map energy needs in rural areas. And this is just a sampling of the kinds of things that you all pursue that have real world impact. And we have no doubt that you're going to be going out into the world in places where you are or new places you're going to go to and make that impact. We're extremely proud to have you as graduates of GTD and SFIS. And we look forward to you keeping in touch with each other and also with us. And if I could just in the end here give a shout out as well to the undergraduate students in the School for the Future of Innovation and Society getting their Bachelor's of Science or Arts in the Future of Innovation and Society. I've had many of you in class. Some of you have done undergraduate research projects with me, and some of you have studied abroad with me, and it's been a pleasure throughout, and I wish you all well. And some of you are in the 4+1 program, and so you will be in the GTD program next year. Which is just great. So please, congratulations to all of you and take good care. Thank you.
I always look forward to Convocation. It's a time when we celebrate our students, recognizing what they've achieved and looking forward to the many ways they're going to make their own mark on the world. Yet for me, it's also a bittersweet time. I find myself saying goodbye to students that I've come to value and respect. At the same time, I'm excited and intrigued by how that potential I've seen in them plays out in their careers. And nowhere is that more so than with our Master of Science and Technology Policy graduates. This is a program where we strive to give our students the skills and the perspectives that will stand them in good stead as policy professionals in a world which is rapidly changing. The irony, of course, is that at the moment coronavirus is demonstrating just how rapidly our world can change. And one of the many things that it's teaching us the hard way is that the ways we use science and technology to make decisions are important. In a world with increasingly complex technologies, where society is changing rapidly and our environment is changing even more rapidly sometimes it seems, it is more important than ever that we have policy makers, advisors and experts who can guide us along the path of informed and socially responsible decisions. The good news, of course, is that our Master of Science and Technology Policy graduates are equipped to do just this. This is a program where we focus very explicitly on the skills and the knowledge that future policy experts will need to navigate their way into a very different future than the present. Some of this involves understanding theories of socially responsible policy making and the roles of policy in guiding not only public decision making, but also private decision making. But it also involves getting to grips with emerging technologies from artificial intelligence and gene editing to the Internet of Things and their transformative, though not always positive, impacts on society. And of course, it includes the agility and the insights necessary to navigate a future that is deeply influenced by factors that include, amongst other things, emerging global pandemics. And so, despite feeling twinges of sadness, I'm deeply proud of our graduating students and how they're going to help guide us towards a future that, whatever it looks like, is going to be very different from the present. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Thad Miller. I'm a professor at the School for the Future of Innovation and Society and chair of the undergraduate program. I'm coming to you live from my house, and if I am interrupted by a child or a dog, I apologize in advance. Though we may not be face-to-face to celebrate each of you, your accomplishments, your friends and families who have supported you all these years, and your bright futures, that does not dampen our enthusiasm and excitement about all that you've done and all that you will do one bit. This FIS class of 2020 is a special one. Many of you have been with SFIS during these formative years for both the school and for you as individuals. More than any class yet, you have shaped the meaning and culture of SFIS that will continue for many years. You have supported each other, been supported by your amazing networks of family and friends, engaged in the university and in the local communities, succeeded in your classwork, and weathered recent events with incredible resilience. The world needs the ideas, commitment, and engagement that you bring each and every day, now more than ever. We can't wait to see how you build the future we all urgently need today. Congratulations.
Christopher Richard Baca, Sarah Lucia Barbe, Maria Michelle Callison, Stephanie Rose Charbonneau, Odessa Erica Clugston, Brenard Ganda, Riker Jack Garrett, Nicholas Guerrero, Anna Marie Harris, Brian Howard, Arthur Koyumjian, Francesca La Scala, Rebecca Garnett Monteleone, Lexi Armani Moore, Chloe P. Moshier, Brooke Marie Nelson, Jack Ray, Joshua Keeley Rogers, Zainab Serhan, Andrea Karina Sims, Geneva Rochelle Stewart, Scott Arthur Williams, Stephen Fitzgerald Williams, Shucheng Zhang,
Welcome to Wells Fargo Arena, class of 2020!
You are the largest freshman class in the history of ASU. That is awesome.
Woo! Class of 2020!
Olympian in history, training for another Olympic Games. Oh, and it worked!
Fire danger on wheels now banned at ASU. It's the latest move against hoverboards due to the lithium-ion batteries.
This could be pretty historic, guys.
And he got it!
I could conclude that's the way it is.
ASU makes history here in Tempe, Arizona on a spectacular fall night.
And eventually, if we want to stabilize the CO2,
Just coming into our newsroom. Starting Monday, ASU is moving all of its in-person classes to online classes in order to protect students from the coronavirus. President Michael Crow announced.
There's still something to be said about kind of the neatness of going down in the history books as the one and only class to ever do this. Like, everyone keeps saying you'll tell your grandkids about this, but it kind of is pretty true. This is such a unique experience for everyone.
I think that it's unfortunate that we don't get to have the normal graduation, but I think just with life experience that we just have to keep pushing forward.
When I think about what I want to do with my degrees, whether in the more traditional settings of a university or some sort of educational space or through community outreach, I definitely want to continue my learning and continue others' learning. And so part of that, I think, definitely includes graduate school. Probably a lot of it.
I'm gonna celebrate my accomplishments by just chilling with my family, just enjoying this time, eating some good food and just working out and just having the summer at home. I love Arizona State, and I'm a Sunday for life.
It's really special to make my family proud because I think about all the late nights that I spent studying, all the second jobs that I got to be here today, and all the different activities that I did to build my resume so that I could get a good job after college. Being able to make them proud is really special because it wasn't just an investment on my part to be here at ASU. It was an investment on their part. Go Devils! Woo!
Congratulations, you made it. Now go forth and do great things.
Hey, SFIS graduates, you're fabulous. Congratulations.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Congratulations all the way from down under!
Hi class of 2020, this is Professor Ganavajansi and little Tammy wishing you all the best in your future career. Well done for a great year.
Congratulations to all of you and best wishes with your futures.
Hi, Nalini Chetri here, faculty with SFIS. I want to congratulate the graduating class of 2020. No matter what the circumstances, this is something you can be very proud of. So congratulations again.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Go Devils!
Hi everyone, I am Andrew Williams, the Academic Advisor for the Master of Science and Technology Policy degree program and the Doctoral Program in Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology. I would like to congratulate my students who are graduating this semester, Odessa and Brian from MSTP and Becca from HSD. I know you've all worked so hard and I'm so proud of you. Please keep in touch with me and let me know where your futures take you. I'm gonna miss you a ton. Love you a bunch.
Congratulations, graduates. All your hard work has finally paid off. Enjoy this moment, enjoy your accomplishments, and now go out and do some good.
Congratulations, graduates. Be curious, be brave, and most of all, be kind.
Hello, my name is Netra Chetri, professor at SFIS. You are an achiever. You have made us all proud. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hi, I'm Wendy Taylor, one of the graduate advisors at SFIS. I want to congratulate all of our SFIS Spring 2020 graduates and wish you all the best in your future.
Congratulations, SFIS 2020 graduating seniors. Very proud of you. You are an amazing and resilient group of students. You'll continue to be an amazing and resilient group of graduates. We're very excited for your future.
Congratulations, SFIS class of 2020!
Hip hip, hooray!
Congratulations, graduates! Thanks for all the things you've done to help make our SFIS community, and we know you're going to go off and make the world a better place, and we look forward to hearing all about it.
Congratulations to the class of Spring 2020. In this time of uncertainty, please remember to always follow your passions and dreams. I've enjoyed working with each one of you, and I will miss you all. Good luck.
Congratulations to you all, SFIS grads.
Congratulations to the graduates of 2020. This might not have been the graduation you thought you were going to have, but you are a strong, resilient group of individuals, and I can't wait to see the difference you're going to make in the world. Get out there and make those better futures, and always, go Devils.
Hey, Sasha, I think they're finally ready to leave the nest.
To the class of 2020.
School for the Future of Innovation in Society, class of 2020. Congratulations, you did it. My name is Jordan Hibbs, and I serve as the Vice Chair for the SFIS Alumni Board. And while we couldn't be together today in person to celebrate your great success, do know that wherever you are currently, and wherever you go in the future, your SFIS alumni community is here to support you. The SFIS Alumni Board supports programming throughout the year. We host events in support of personal development and professional development. We also support networking, as well as giving back to our community through volunteering. So as you go forward, please engage with us through these various events. Also, consider taking a leadership role on for the SFIS Alumni Board. Or find us on LinkedIn through the SFIS Alumni Group. Congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you all around in the future.
Michael Crow here, President, Arizona State University. I just wanted to take this time to congratulate all of you attending your college convocations for your successful completion of what had to be one of the most complex semesters in the history of the known universe. Thank you for your perseverance. Thank you for working with our faculty. Thank you to our faculty. And you've got your degrees, and now let's get out there and make things happen.
1, 2, 3.